Well, good evening, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great day. Man, it's hard to believe that this is the off season. I believe there's been more to talk about this off season than there has been during the season. It's freaking insane. I can't keep up. Now, I'm always happy when there's bad news for the Eagles. I love it when there might be bad news for the Eagles. And the Eagles may have a bit of a problem for next year.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
Let's go to Rich Eisen, and he'll explain it.
During the first hour of this program, Judy Battista, my colleague from the NFL Insiders NFL Network, formerly of New York Times, she's as locked in as anybody on what the inner workings of the National Football League are all about. Now, the combine isn't just for the prospects to come to town. Agents are there as well. The NFLPA meets with the agents. There's a meeting of the competition committee as well. They're there. Everybody uses the combine as a sort of kickoff, reset, all that sort of business. And Troy Vincent, the head of football operations, let it be known that there is an unnamed team, according to Judy Battista, an unnamed team interested in getting rid of the tush push. And it does appear that they'll have to reveal themselves, whichever team this is.
Ooh,
some player haters.
Well, you do. You can't just you
can't be like the masked
you
team?
can't anonymously forward a proposal.
Who can it be now?
All right, we need a top five of who we think it is.
Yes.
Which team is like, we've had enough of this, and we're going to put our name on it, and we're going to.
I think everybody's that way.
We're going to put it out there that we are done with this stuff. It's not a football play. Whatever. I don't know what the sense is that it's not a football play, or it's boring, or it's unstoppable. Whatever it is.
I see this as a TV show. The Masked Team.
The masked team. Says Mike Del
It is 100% the Giants, and this is payback for how good Saquon was this year.
Interesting. I like it.
I like Brock.
You want to chime in? You want to chime in, T.J. Jefferson? You want to chime in who it is?
I would chime in, but I'd really like to be able to sit here and look to see who they've used it the most against.
Yeah, no, that's what I was
I like
thinking.
it.
Research.
Because I don't have those stats. The Giants might want to be a little Richard the King Petty about this, sure.
I see the Chiefs.
It could be. Did you see in some of the reviews of the Super Bowl, Chris Jones lined up sideways on the tush push?
Oh,
Yeah.
Where basically
get into the gap.
and then try to utilize his outside foot as leverage of just using his entire length of his body, not the width of his body, the length of it. Guess what? Didn't work. Which is this point as well. And Jim Nantz, again, went on What the Football with Susie Schuster, Amy Trask, Tuesday after the Super Bowl. And, Susie's like bringing up with him, you've called more games, for Mahomes than anybody else. What's your thoughts on that? And he transitioned himself to let's get rid of the tush push.
Yeah.
Basically
I'd be okay
like
with
it's
that.
unstoppable. It's not really a football play. And technically the Eagles, he was like saying, why don't they start using it on the 4-yard line? If it's first and goal on the 4,
Right.
start doing it from
There
the
you
4.
go.
Like,
Yeah.
that it would take you 2, maybe 3 snaps to get in the end zone, or it's, second and 4 from wherever you are. Start using it then. Mm-hmm. You're going to go for it on 4th down, and it's unstoppable. Get the first down that way.
There you go.
He's saying that essentially to point out about how not a football play he thinks it is.
Yeah, but is it only in the end zone? Let's say you're
No,
midfield.
Mike,
and
they
you
use
do
it all the time. They
That's
use
what
it
I
all the
mean.
time. They
That's what I'm
sometimes
saying.
do it on their side
It's
of the
not,
field.
but where do you ban it?
Well, he says what he thinks it should be is that you only are allowed to use it a certain number of times in a game, sort of like a coach's challenge.
Ooh,
And like, what, if you
interesting.
get a first down on it, you get a third shot? I don't know.
You
Like,
just got to change the language if you're going to do this. You got to change the language so you can't
push another player.
Right, it's that simple.
You can't push another player.
That's going to be
with the
That's
intent
what- yeah.
of moving them forward with the football, blah, 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 blah.
That's going to be hard.
Do you have a problem with that?
Challenge.
Do I have a problem with that? Not really. I think that's fine.
It hurts the Eagles. I have no
Wanna-
problem
if
with
you
it.
want to codify it in that way, it's okay.
I don't understand why other teams aren't as good at it.
That's been my whole point.
It's
Their
a
offensive
copycat
line.
league, and
Yeah,
you've seen it. You've seen it. Now, other teams are doing it with their tight ends. You know, like isn't that what the Ravens have done? Is
The
you
Ravens
bring
have done it,
you bring
yep.
Mark Andrews in motion, then he winds up under center,
Zach Ertz too, didn't he?
right?
Yeah, Zach Ertz was doing
So
that.
other teams are doing what? Why aren't other teams as good at it? And the Bills tried it with Josh Allen a couple times, but it was kind of like a muddle huddle type push. You know what
Is
I
that
mean?
what they
like
called it? The muddle huddle?
Well, I don't know because
That
it
is what
wasn't.
it-
It
yeah.
wasn't set up like the same way, and then you have like Ty Johnson or James Cook shoved Josh in his ass and to get him across.
Other teams don't have the best offensive line in football.
There you go.
Which is what the Eagles have been for the last few years.
That's true.
That's why they're so good at it.
Because they're all
It makes a
350.
difference.
And Hurts
And
it's
can
the
squat
center.
800 pounds.
That's the other thing, and they're not afraid to having Hurts do that.
Yeah.
It is just unstoppable, and I totally get why other teams would want it out because they can't stop it. But in terms of just seeing them set up for it, it's the only excitement is can it be stopped?
That's it.
And if they stop it, that would be the only sense of excitement, unless Hurts pulls back and throws it, right? Or turns it into an option play
Did
with
they run
one
like
of
a
the,
sweep out of it one
they've
time
done that
in the past?
They've
Yeah.
done that. But I wouldn't, if I were them, do that. What's the point of doing that when the straightforward stuff is unstoppable? You're like running the risk of fumbling, or you're running the risk of having an incomplete pass. Like it gets to the
Yeah,
point
they're-
of like,
they're
why
not
are you?
not
Why are you
gonna
being
change it up.
inventive off of something that is such a blunt instrument that you can't stop? But if you're, I don't blame whichever team. But what's the why is it unnamed right now? Put your name on it.
Yeah. Weird.
Well,
Right?
we'll find out
Well,
who
they don't
it
want to be
is.
seen as
Hold on a
the
second.
sore losers.
Hold on a
right
second.
now.
Hold on a second. Come on, Dallas. Put your name on it.
Oh,
Definitely NFC, right?
It's got to be division.
That's
I
what I
like
was
your,
thinking.
I like your sense of pettiness.
That's what I was thinking. John Mara's like, I'm sick of the meme of me with my head in my hands,
I know, right?
you know, from Hard Knocks.
But in order for it to reach the level of the owners voting on it, the members voting on it in the last week of March, somebody's got to put their name on it. It's got to be a team or teams, plural, proposing this rule. For instance, I think, was it the Eagles that were the ones that also are trying to come up with an alternate to the onside kick, which is another, according to Rich McKay, who runs the competition committee, he's saying that is under consideration again.
It should be.
And I think they have to do it because the fact is not only is the onside kick just
it's
so difficult
ridiculous.
to
It's
pull
ridiculous.
off.
Can't do it.
And they do that on purpose because if you are behind and needing to get the ball back and you are that desperate to attempt it, it should be difficult. Like the team that's in front shouldn't be at the mercy of a play that has a large chance of working, right?
He does have a point there.
And I understand that. But I also think it should be a little bit more successful to pull off than it currently is. And I think they might be tweaking the way that an onside kick is lined up, that you can line up for it. That's what Rich McKay is saying. They're looking at maybe that tweak or the ultimate tweak, which what I think they have to go to, which is a 4th and 15 or a 4th and 20 play from somebody's yard line deep in their own end that they have to pull off. And if they get a first down, they keep the football. And the reason why I think they have to go to that is because under the new construct of the dynamic kickoff, You have to declare, I'm
That
going
you're
for an
going for
onside
it,
kick.
yeah.
And not only do you have to declare you're going for the onside kick,
you're
there's
really
no
screwed.
element of surprise anymore.
And only in the
You
fourth
can
quarter.
only do it in the fourth quarter. And we
crazy.
saw that in the Super Bowl this year, is that the Chiefs were on the wrong side of the fourth quarter. They were deep in the third quarter, and they couldn't go onside.
The game was over.
But there was a time in the Super Bowl where the game was over, or they were getting desperate in the third quarter and were unable
they could
to
have
do
used it. Yeah,
So if
makes sense.
if you're not allowed to do that until the fourth quarter, even in the playoffs, even in the ultimate game, let's come up with something else where it is punitive to the team to attempt it, and also a large, a better chance of it being unsuccessful to benefit the team that's way in front. The only issue here is what do you do if there's a defensive penalty?
Ooh.
Where you're just going to throw up a 50-50 ball,
And, hope
and
for
then
a
what?
penalty.
Automatic first down?
He brings up a great point.
There's a defensive hold. Don't hold. Don't
hold. Yeah, a 5-yard illegal contact penalty. Well, it's interesting. It ain't much, but anything. I'll take anything to beat down the Eagles. All righty, good people. Don't forget to tune in about an hour and a half for our live stream. We got a lot to talk about right now. And as always, I appreciate you. Peace out.
Can't stand it anymore. I've got to get out of here. I've got to get out of here. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Stewardess, please let me handle this.
I've got to get
Calm down. Now get back to your seat. I'll take care of this. Calm down. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Doctor, you're wanted on the phone. Everything's going to be all right. Please.
Sister, please, I'll handle this.
Yourself.
I've got to get out of here.